guys.
Hey, welcome back.
We're back. I'm Oshs.
I'm Akela.
And we are Cue the Commentary, and we are consistent too.
Yes, we are. The
Did you
people
see
were
that,
so happy.
comment? You see how you guys uploaded twice in 2 weeks?
Very mindful.
Very mindful.
We're going to try to keep it up, guys.
Very mindful. On this podcast, we do Am I the Asshole Reddit scenarios, which is basically people writing in their messed up situations, and then they leave it up to the general public, which is us, to decide whether or not they are the a-holes in their messed up situations.
Because sometimes, you just can't ask the people around you because maybe they're the asshole or maybe you are the asshole. And we are here to debunk that mystery for you. And we love when you guys put your 2 cents in and tell us what you think. We love reading the comments. The comments in the last video were really active.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like every video we get more connected with the viewers because they're really watching the whole thing. That's what really blows me. And they're not only commenting on the Am I the Asshole, but they're talking about us too, like what we're talking about. They're like, I love the little community we're making.
In the beginning too.
Yes.
And we are at 349, so
are we
almost
really?
350. We're basically 350
We're
on
technically
Spotify.
350, I think.
So guys,
maybe it's changed.
I literally just checked
Oh,
this
really?
morning.
Oh.
We just need one more person, please, guys. Go to Spotify, type in Cue the Commentary, and rate us 5 stars so we can get to 350 or
349.
beyond that. Beyond that would be great,
Because it really helps us out when you guys rate us on Spotify.
Keep it up.
So we have a lot to talk about this
We
week.
do,
Wait,
we
how are
do.
you? How
I'm
is life?
good. I'm good. Life is, very chill right now.
Birthday's
I'm a
around
very
the corner.
boring. Yeah, my birthday is around the corner. Libra season, literally the best sign. But anyways,
How do you feel?
I don't have any feelings. It's just
That's
this is
good.
life.
I feel like that's
Every
good.
year it's just like whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's just get older.
Libra season's coming up. Everybody's a fucking Libra, bro.
I know, literally your
everyone's a
Instagram
Libra.
is about to be happy birthday, happy birthday, happy
Like,
birthday.
I feel like almost like the one I see the most are Libra signs.
Yeah. And like the first week of
October,
October, I
always
feel
the
like.
first week of October,
or like the first 2 weeks.
October 4th, October 7th, like those birthdays are so. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know?
But
what?
wait.
What?
So apparently it's because like Valentine's Day was 9
You guys
months.
are Valentine's Day babies.
So it was like 9 months prior to that day. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
it's quite cute.
Do you know, just to bring it back to me, actually, do you know that Libra and Taurus are the only 2 Venus signs in the astrology?
That's why we're so like beauty oriented.
That's why we're so
beautiful
and beautiful.
Yeah.
We're stunning and gorgeous because we're Venus signs.
Yeah.
And we like beautiful things in art and all these things. And they
Vedic
always talk about
astrology is so interesting.
I love it. Like, it's just
My
'cause
sister's
there's
so
much
into it.
truth
So
behind
much.
it. And I'm sure your sister knows like the Taurus Libra connection,
Yeah.
like the Venus signs, like what we're into, like the balance. I saw one girl talk about it, and I don't know if you want to include this but it's kind of interesting. So they're like, Libras are very princess energy. You guys are playful, like airy, because Libra's an air sign. Okay, I feel like it's gonna make me sound like I'm like bigging myself up though, because it's like they say Taurus is like queen energy, but it's like we're more like grounded.
Big sis,
we're
little
doing
sis.
big sis, little sis.
I got that.
Or like mom daughter kind of vibes.
I feel that vibe.
You know what I mean? Where it's like the Libra, and I think it's like very. I see that where it's like a Libra is very like cheerful, not cheerful, but playful and like. La, la,
Charming.
la, and charming and
Yeah.
like she's just like in my head like a Libra is like just like through like the like she's just bound like frolicking, like that's what like a Libra is doing, and like a Taurus is kind of like she's a little mean but like grounded, and she has like more of like a like there's like a motherly vibe to it, so like they go together really well. I don't know, I thought that was interesting.
That kind of explains our dynamic.
I feel like that makes sense, but like obviously like I'm nice too, like but like yeah.
Maybe even like how it's perceived too.
How it could be perceived as well. Yeah. I think that's how you come off at least. Yeah.
So it relates to Vedic astrology, and Selena is like, she does a deep dive into this, even to like how certain signs have similar facial features.
Yes.
To eyebrows, to doe eyes, to like almond shaped eyes. Like it's like it gets
really.
very, very deep, and it's so real. And
Do you know
even
about
like
yours?
she tells me, but I'm just like, it's too much information. She just like information spills on me. But
Yeah.
even to like the characters that they choose to cast on TV shows and movies,
like who to
like it
portray.
usually is like like who's being portrayed is usually from that sign or
Yeah,
from,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it gets
Yeah.
really, really deep.
Yeah,
But
because I always
it's
see
so
people like
interesting.
saying like, "Oh, if you don't believe in astrology, then why do all Virgos look like this?" Or
But like
why do
that's
all
like the surface level astrology. It
definitely
gets there's
deeper.
levels to it.
Yeah. And apparently, each sign rules like a body part.
Mm.
Like, I don't know what Libras is. I know Taurus is throat. So like it's very connected to like speaking and like or feeling like you can't speak or like expression, and Scorpio is like your reproductive system.
I heard that.
You know?
Yeah, I love reading anything
think that's
relating
so
to my sign. Yeah, like
interesting.
tell me more about myself, please.
In astrology, Libras rule the kidneys and lower back, which
That's not
explains
fun.
why they might carry additional stress.
What? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I would prefer throat or something like that. Like,
But
not
they
my
tend
organs.
to have graceful lower spines and curvaceous buttocks.
That's not true.
No,
Well, actually, Ruby Rose is a Libra.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Who else is a Libra? I feel
Cardi B.
That's fake, though.
Yeah, that is fake. Literally, half the celebrities. Kim Kardashian is a Libra,
her butt's fake too, though.
but naturally she was always curvy.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's very true.
Yeah.
A lot of, and that's what they say too, like with Libras, and like Venus signs, like you'll see a lot of them in the public
limelight,
eye
yeah,
because
yeah.
they appreciate art, or they are like, they have like I feel like Kim is like such a Libra, like
Extremely.
extreme Libra, like, cause like she doesn't, like when I really think about Kim Kardashian, I'm like, bro, aren't you tired? When will you give up? When will
and
you
it's
put
like
it
a
down?
combination of being a Libra and a narcissist too.
It's too much all at
To the
once.
moon.
It's like
To the moon.
She went straight to
Yeah,
the top.
straight to
yeah.
Venus, even,
Yeah, I
like-
mean- no, literally. I feel like it's so funny to really look at like celebrity signs, because I feel, for example, like J-Lo, I feel like she is such a Leo. Like I feel
Is
like
she a Leo?
She's a Leo, and I feel like she's like a Leo who cannot let it go. Like she can't let the limelight go, and so she
Yeah.
won't stop. You know, like
Yeah, even Leo too. They're like in the limelight and stuff. Like
and Leos, like,
Kylie
they
and
love the attention.
Yeah.
they love the and
Even
apparently,
Leah from Love Island now. She's a Leo.
True.
She's a triple Leo.
So I feel like
This
she-
was bound to happen to her.
Yeah, maybe it was like in her stars it was written, but
Yeah.
like they always say Leos are like, they come off very confident, but they have like all these like actual insecurities, and they need
I can see
outward
that.
validation. Like
I can
they
see
need
that.
people to tell them, or to like to make sure they are reminded constantly that like they are who they think they are, kind of thing. I would
And, like-
love to have an astrologer come like on this podcast and talk
Dude,
to us about.
I would love that.
That would be so cool.
I would love it.
because I just want someone to tell me
yeah
about myself,
about you. Yeah,
literally.
Okay, so
Who do you want to start with?
literally as soon as you get on TikTok, it's just in your face of like. Even Twitter, I love reading the discussions on the whole Tyla situation and what's going
okay,
on,
we're
the
starting with
uppity
Tyla.
African.
I have so many opinions.
So like you guys just don't like a confident, classy black woman. That's basically what you're trying to tell me.
And then like I just am so shocked with how many people. Let's give them what's going on first for context.
Okay.
So Tyla, our queen who came out with the song Water and then blew up, she won. What is it?
VMAs.
VMAs, right? Like
Yeah.
now it's award
Best
season.
Afrobeat
Yeah, so she won
section.
the Afrobeat, whatever. So she comes on stage to give her speech, and they give her award, the VMA. So the award has been spoken about to be like very heavy, like a lot
It's
of
dense.
It's dense and it's
Yeah.
heavy. It's like a lot of people
can't hold it. Like
have
Cardi
mentioned
B.
it. Yeah, like people ask somebody else to hold it. Like I've seen
Dua
that.
Lipa,
It
was
happens all the time.
yeah.
And Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo,
Yes,
that
yes.
girl,
I've
yeah.
seen people like throughout history have ask somebody to hold
Yeah.
their award for them, right? So she asked Lil Nas X to hold the award for her as she gives her speech, because she's like, guys, I don't you know me in awards, like I can't hold them, they're so heavy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, can you please hold this for me? And then
no, but like when you look at her, she's so skinny.
But I'm not even gonna get into that.
There's no muscles, but we can really be like, it was actually like extremely
'cause-
heavy for
'cause
her.
They're saying like, I'm not even gonna be like, oh, cause she's so tiny. Like I get that's the joke that they're making, but like if it's heavy, it's heavy. Like you know what I mean? Like I get it, she's tiny, but bigger people have said it's heavy too. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like,
But like imagine
Fine.
for her too.
okay,
like,
fine,
you know,
fine.
Even on a smaller
she's
scale.
a very tiny girl.
Yeah.
We know Tyla is tiny, skinny,
Yeah.
and tiny. Okay, so she gave it to Lil Nas X to hold, and she continued on with her speech. But the angle of the first video that went viral of her giving Lil Nas X the VMA looked like she was kind of handing it off to either
Halle.
or
Or
Lil Nas
Lil Nas.
X, because they were
But-
both presenting the award to her
Something happened before then too.
with the paper.
The paper, and then also, did you see her like stop her
friend?
her assistant or something?
Yeah.
Trying to like help her up the stage or whatever.
Yeah.
People had a problem with the way she stopped. She
So I
literally
saw the
said,
paper.
"It's okay, thank
Yeah.
you." Like,
She said
she
it
didn't like
was
push
okay.
her off. Like people
No.
are like, she pushed her. No, she actually just placed her hand on her and said, thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think
I got it from here.
And Hallie wanted to kind of give her the award paper too, which I don't know why she wanted to give it to her, because I've never seen that. But I think like it happened kind of fast, where it looked like she just didn't take it. Like she was a little bit confused and overwhelmed.
And she was gonna take it, but by the time she was gonna
already
take
took
it,
it
Hallie
back.
already turned around. So it's like, okay.
So the angle of that first video looks like she was giving it to Hallie or Lil Nas to hold the award for her. So yeah, so then people got like pissed off, because it's like, who do you think you are to give Hallie like and so people ran with it. They didn't give her any benefit of the doubt. They just ran with it, and they're like, who the fuck does she think she is? What? She came here from Africa. She doesn't know how we do things in America. I was shocked.
And like,
shocked.
You know what though? I feel like it's the time that it happened too, because the same week the whole Usher and her thing happened, when Usher was trying to like, I don't know, people are saying he told her to go to that side, and he was trying to like dance that way. He did. But people also misconstrued it as he's trying to grind up on her, and she's just like, whoa, like, you know?
She okay, I saw the video too, and okay, mind you, Tyla's what, 22? How old is she?
We can talk about that.
How old is
she?
She's
22.
She's 22.
Usher's
57 or 88. I don't fucking know.
57.
He's one of them.
It's impossible to be 57.
I'm really not sure.
That's crazy.
I'm making it up. I'm sorry. Literally, I'm exaggerating, but he's much older than her, and like at the end of the day, like he's like dancing with her, and I did see like she kind of like pushed off a little.
That's
quickly.
what she assumed.
I think she did act a little quickly, and it did look like kind of like stay away from me, which there's a cultural difference, right, from where she's from and American culture. People are still talking about her calling herself colored. Like, they're still not over that. The world doesn't revolve around
just literally Google
America,
it, guys.
bro. Like what? And she's like, okay, so then after the award thing, they're like, it's been clear from the start that Tyla has not wanted to associate with black people. She won't even call herself black, because like it's like they were waiting on something to not like her, because at first it was all love, but I think now like the haterade really spilled out, that like they couldn't hold it any longer.
Love to hate on like a confident young woman doing something.
She's confident, she's beautiful, and she's
classy.
She's
classy.
She's just different than y'all. That's it. And she's not even different. Y'all are not accepting her because you think so. Anyway, so all that happened and it blew up. And then another girl on TikTok comes out and she's like, I was at the award. She was seated behind them, and she had a different angle of when the award was when she was trying to give the award. It was very clear from the second angle that she was trying to give it to Lil Nas. She did not hand it over to Hallie, but because people like already started to hate on her,
it's done.
They didn't take that new information, and they didn't change their opinion or apologize or anything. Yeah. And people are really coming on here like it's really giving uppity African, and you don't know how we do things in America, so you should just go back to Africa. I'm sorry. Can you imagine if a white person said that? Like, bro,
yeah, and this is why
crazy.
The black on black hatred.
We as a people will never go nowhere, because
that's crazy.
That hate over that is insane. That is
What's
insane.
also crazy is Joe Budden's take on the whole Usher and Tyla thing.
What did
Joe Budden basically said Tyla should have bent over and gyrated on Usher, because he's like your elder. Like, you should respect him. That's basically what he said. It was very predatory. Like, he's like, you should have bended over backwards. That's Usher's concert. That's Usher's show. And he has the spotlight on you. You're very disrespectful to not dance with him in that way. She was dancing. She was vibing. But like, her assumption was like, oh, he's gonna grind on me. I don't want that to be like public information. Then what?
Yeah.
Usher and Tyla are dating? Like that, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what? From the beginning with Tyla, like from that Charlemagne interview, she's been looking a little bit like reserved and rude. Yeah. Right? So she does give, I'm not going to be completely on her side. I want to give like a full take, because I get where that image is coming from. Yeah, the narrative. I get where it's coming from. From that point, from that interview with Charlemagne where he was asking her about the color situation, where she really should have just explained it one time for the American people, because clearly they don't get it. I think that would have solved a lot of issues, but she just came and just didn't say anything. And it looks like maybe her management set her up, or didn't come prepared, or didn't know how that interview session would have gone, or whatever, you know? They are taking it as she's better than them. Mm-hmm. And so they're offended, because how dare an African person be better than us? We're American. I feel like that's how it's coming off. I'm really disappointed with how people are taking it, and not giving her any benefit of the doubt, and not like even saying like, well, like, where's like she has a different culture, she's young, she doesn't have to. We always preach about like you shouldn't feel pressured to do what, you know what I mean, what other people want you to do, especially in that Usher situation.
A lot of people, I feel like it was just an old man's take, like Joe Budden's take on that.
A lot of wrong takes.
It was so wrong. It was like, yeah, the industry is very predatory, but like, how are you going to tell this young woman like she should have done that? She should have grinded with this older man because he's Usher. Maybe. Yeah, like what? No, I'm not doing that. And also, he's basically saying like Usher's up here, and Tyla's down here, so you needed to do that kind of like to get on his level or like to show thanks and appreciation, which is insane because that's how you know how far removed he is from the younger generation. Because Tyla is huge right now; she doesn't need Usher's handout or anything like that.
He's such an uncle. Like
he's such an
nobody actually wants to hear you. Nobody actually wants to hear
what you say. And it's wrong. Like, and he's loud and wrong. Like,
yeah. Anyway, all that to say, again, with Dr. Umar, right? He's been saying, guys, we need to unify. And we need to be a team. And I 100% agree with that. We are still one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's still an African woman. She's still a black woman.
But, yeah, that's the whole Tyla debacle going on.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And then there's these two UK podcasters
James and
also on fire. James and Fuhad, they're huge.
What's ShxtsNGigs?
ShxtsNGigs, yeah.
They're huge.
I don't even know their real gubbies, honestly, their names. Like, I just knew them as ShxtsNGigs, but they're huge, doing huge things in the UK. And
they sold out the O2. Like, that's where Drake performs.
It's insane. Like, their reach in the UK is insane. They're on tours, like, selling out huge arenas. They're doing big things, and they're still going to continue to do big things. But they're just on fire right now within the Black community because they came on the Flagrant 2 podcast, and Andrew Schultz, who is another big comedian, which. Like, okay, no, like, when I was watching, I was just like, do you think this is funny? You making fun of black women? Yes.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw the clip.
Wait, actually, no, I didn't watch the whole video. I saw the clip as well.
Okay, yeah.
So he was, like, asking him questions about dating black women and their experiences with them and literally painting the image of black women as, like, aggressive, violent black women and, like, saying that, like, they were talking about the black girlfriend effect and how, like, they usually get beards to protect them from getting like slapped by black women and stuff like that. It's like, why are you talking about black women like that? And why do you think that's okay? First of all,
like he
on
started
Andrew Schultz part. Let's get mad at Andrew Schultz too. Like, like let's not just.
I was just shocked. Like, why would you talk to these black men about? Why are you in black women's business, Andrew Schultz? Like,
why?
Who
it's
asked
not
you?
Funny.
And it was the direct comparison to white women for me. So he's asking them like
which one's better?
Yeah, first it came up with a conversation about like, oh, have you heard about the black girlfriend effect? And he started off with like every white man who dates a black girl, like they glow up. They get these nice buzz cuts. Their beards are lined up. Their style evolves. Like these are good things. And as I've seen it on TikTok, the white men who are, you know, the subject of the black girlfriend effect, they're thankful. They're happy. They look good. They look like a good unit together now. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a positive thing. So then he's like, I think, and the thing is too, Andrew Schultz is a comedian. So I don't know if he said, well, these are black guys. Let me talk about something black. So, you know, whatever. Let me make a joke out of it. It's a like a protection mechanism to protect themselves. They have these beards because black girls are so aggressive and they're so like angry that they hit you, so you need a beard to protect yourself essentially. And then he's like, have you ever dated black women? Asking black men. And they're like, yeah. And then he's like, dated white women? He's like, yeah. They're both like, yeah. And then he's like, which one do you like more?
Yeah. And they're both like caught off guard kind of, and then they're just like, we like them all. Like, you know?
Like it was the like, and somebody on TikTok said like, he didn't just disrespect black women, but the way he disrespected them. Like that, and to put that out there is like, I think the biggest like disrespect. Yeah. Like to really, cause it's like, you know, like I just don't get why he would do that. Like what is funny about that? Like why would you?
Usually I'm the type to be like, or we're both the type, because we watch stand-up comedy. We know like,
I know
sometimes
when
offensive things are funny.
It's okay.
But there's a fine line, and it's just like, that wasn't funny.
And you put them
there's
in such
no
a tough spot.
For that. Yeah.
Yes. Like, and it's like, what do you mean? And I like, and again too, like they apologize now. Did you see their apology?
Yeah, of course.
Where they're like, we were caught off guard, and it was very much a fight or flight because they were laughing. They were really laughing.
But like, imagine they were dead silent in that situation.
I wish they said, which one do you like? I wish they turned it around. Like, turned it around. Which one do you like more? Or and then he would have had to say something. You know what I mean? Like I wish they turned it around. But then again, it's like hindsight.
Or they could have not laughed it off and just like been like, yeah, we dated black and white women. They're both great. Like, you know, they're They're both great. That's
Yeah.
it. They didn't need to laugh about it.
They didn't need to laugh about it, and I think they know, like, because it's like,
And the thing is, their following is
It's black.
predominantly black women and men, right?
yeah,
Like,
and it's like we're watching you go on some famous white man's podcast, and all of a sudden you're selling us out in 2 seconds.
yeah.
It just looks so bad, and it's like, ha ha ha, yeah, they're so aggressive, and they hit, so they need a beard.
There's I think he's Congolese. There's a mixed race guy, and then there's that
guy.
fully black guy. The fully black guy, I was watching one episode, and like he admitted to like snow bunnies. Like he has
likes
a
them?
white, yeah. So maybe I'm thinking maybe that's where Andrew Schultz got the background to like ask him these type of questions.
Right.
I'm not sure, but he definitely vocalized that he likes white women on his podcast.
Well,
So
how
they've
you-
already issued their apology. So like we're back
They were
to liking
fast.
them again. Yeah. And honestly, like I didn't really, even when I watched it, did anything else happen though? Like did they say anything else, or was that basically like the basis of the whole? And then like the people on Twitter are just going
So they
in
pulled
on
up
them.
old clips though of them where they were talking
yeah,
about
being
the light skinned
bullied.
one was like, I had a real disdain towards black women because they bullied me
Yeah.
so much when I was younger. They said I wasn't black enough, like, you know, like the regular mixed race struggle of like being pulled
Yeah.
between two worlds and everything. And they, you know, kids being kids. I just know Andrew Schultz won't even say a word about this.
He doesn't need
He
to.
doesn't need to, but that's how disrespectful it is. Let me just like blow you up, like make you look so bad to your audience,
Yeah.
and then not address it.
I don't even think it was like, I don't think it was intentional what Andrew Schultz did, but it's just because he has such a huge following and he's so successful. I feel like he just felt like he could say whatever the fuck.
always
And he's
see
a
him
comedian.
saying
He has a
stupid
comedian
shit.
thing under his belt. So it's like, I can say whatever the fuck I want. Like, there's this trend on TikTok that I've been seeing of like a lot of single women empowerment, right? Like a lot of like child free and just like women in their 30s just enjoying their life, or like even like them
I think it's
encouraging
also
women in their
like
20s.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm going somewhere.
Sorry.
Let me
Yeah,
reel it
yeah.
in. So there's this trend, and I'm like, I'm actually all for it, because like even the older I get, the more I'm like changing my mind kind of on like children and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
anyways, but then there's like the complete opposite of like single women in their 30s who are miserable about
Yeah.
it, you know, who really long for
companionship,
families, and these are like expectations that they had for themselves by the
Right.
time they get to 30, that they were gonna be like, you know,
them
married with the
expectations, man.
child. You know, the
Yeah.
expectations are horrible. So then there's like, I came across this person who is in their 30s and who is single and actively dating with intention to marry, and her content is basically about that. And I actually see a lot of girls like this, because like it's so true. Like the older you get, the more you kind of like long for that.
I feel like you feel that
companionship.
pressure
You
of
feel that
time,
pressure
too.
from your family, from society, from
and like
social
your
media,
biological
everything.
clock, all these
Exactly.
things, and like what you want and everything. And then I just want to add to what you said, like with the trend, because like there's also this trend of being relatable and being transparent
Yeah.
and being like open on Instagram and TikTok and just like on social media. But then there's like a line where like you end up putting yourself like in a loop kind of transparency and oversharing, and like where is that line? So we were talking about it because I get it now, and I feel like as we also get older, we're gonna start seeing more people align with that kind of content too, right? Like I think it's just the reality. I think a lot of people grow up with such heavy expectations in their life where, you know, there's a time frame for like, especially people who are very much like, I finished university, I got the job, I got everything that's in my control to get, I got it.
Yeah.
But
And
relationships,
people from specific cultural
yes,
backgrounds,
especially when
too,
your
where
parents
the
are heavy
expectation
in your
is
life.
heavy, yeah.
Yes, where your parents have a say in your life, no matter what your age is. Like,
you already know the main question in your 30s. Where
children,
are the kids at?
yeah, and like, and you like as a person maybe don't have it in you to stand up to your parents yet or whatever. So it's like you're still, your internal monologue is still like dictated by these like crazy expectations.
Yeah.
So we saw like we just kept seeing these videos of like people.
It was from a specific TikToker
Yeah,
that we're really
yeah.
speaking about. It was her vibe in these videos. It gave off extreme like desperation
yeah.
for these types of things, like relationships,
Yeah.
kids and stuff. And I feel like that desperation is kind of repelling
People,
Men.
in general, even not even just men, bro.
people
Like,
and men. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, because men can smell desperation. And some men will use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
And some will run the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It doesn't breed a
just,
good man,
you
though,
need
for sure.
Yeah. And like social media is public. Like what you're posting, these same guys that you're dating, they can see these videos and it'll repel them even further. No?
Absolutely.
Because they don't want to just be another story time where like, I don't
always
know.
think about
or
that
they can
too.
read you. They know what type of girl you are. It's actually like, and it even makes me think too, like about my content or like just like content
like
in general, what you're
share,
posting and what you're
like,
sharing.
I like the idea of like transparent and open and relatable content on the internet.
Yeah.
But then there's like a line, and I always think about that because it's almost a trend where people
even
are like,
with this
come on a
podcast,
date.
honestly, like
No, I like where we're going because I feel like we reach a specific audience where TikTok is very much like anybody will see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People click on this video because I feel like they're expecting these videos, and it's our friends. Like, these are our girls,
These
right?
are
Like,
girls.
for the most
These are
part,
our girls and guys.
These are our girls and guys. Like, and this is like a community. YouTube is a very like community-oriented space, whereas TikTok is like algorithm.
That's
We're gonna
so
push
true.
it out. We're gonna make
Yeah.
as many people see it. Doesn't matter who sees it.
especially the
That's why
hashtags
get-
that you put like dating,
Yeah.
Toronto, or like
Oh my God, like you will
LA,
get any and
wherever.
everybody looking at your video, and then you get those like men who hate women like commenting on your stuff, and like, you know, so I don't know, like even like that trend of people like get ready with me for my second date with this person, like it's become like an open thing where people just like talk about their experience like that just happened last week.
Yeah.
Like I used to I think both of us come from the generation where it's like you don't talk about it till it's like far removed.
Yeah,
Like, you don't
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
it till it's like a year, 2 years later.
Social
But
media has become such a space. Well, TikTok has become
TikTok
such a
specifically
space
is
of like
different.
right then and there.
Let me
like
tell you
let
exactly
me
what
express how I
happened.
feel and my experience.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like older, or maybe I'm just I don't
the
know,
TikTok
more
that we're
reserved.
talking about is older than us.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just a culture. TikTok culture. I don't think it's an age thing. You're right, because there are older people who
Yeah.
are oversharing. But you know what? Maybe they just got to a point of like, fuck it.
This makes me money.
This makes me money.
I think that's what it is.
But also, you judge me, I don't care. Like if you're for me, you're for me. If you're not, whatever.
no,
you know?
but I feel like some of them don't realize how bad it's making them look. And maybe
That's
they don't have a
true.
friend to tell them. And even if you did have a friend, how does a friend tell you now that you've made a career off of this?
No, literally, that's
How
her
does
brand.
somebody tell you like, sis, you need to pull back a little bit. I think you're sharing too much.
When her audience loves it, and it's like once your audience
But
gets a
the
little bit
audience-
more, they're like, more. You need to share more and
Yeah,
more and
yeah.
more, and it
Where's the
literally
line?
you can't just like regress in your sharing. Like you have
No.
to like share even more once you start sharing. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can. I don't think you can't regress. I think
How?
you can.
How?
Like,
People are
there's
gonna
this
be
one
like-
girl, for example, like mommy bloggers, right? Do you remember Violet and Scarlett or something? Her name was Maya. She had these 2 twin babies. Her man left her. She was alone. She was young, raising these 2 twin girls.
No.
And she blew the fuck up on TikTok. And I was like tuned in. I loved it. Like, I loved her little babies. They were so cute. And whatever. And then eventually her kids got a little bit older. They were like 1 year old. And she's like, you know what? I'm done sharing them.
Oh.
I'm done. She just covers their faces. She went back and like deleted videos.
But that's different with kids.
But,
I
like,
feel like because
I
that's
just
so
think
understandable. But
people
with adults,
understood.
I'm just
That's
like,
true, that's true. Kids
well,
are-
then what
kids
am I
are like,
watching
they
you
get
for? Because you're
I
not
came
a
here
you're
for
not
that.
like a makeup girl. You're not a.
Bro.
It's literally her brand. It's not makeup. It's not fashion. It's
Yeah.
not nothing. It's being chronically single.
You know what it is too? Yeah, the chronically single thing. Because I don't know. Because like you said, there's 2 sides to it. There's like the opposite side where it's like people are like they take control over their life. They're like, I'm decentering men.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't need this to be happy. I'm reevaluating my expectations. I'm gonna live the life that I want now, and they take power in it, and they empower.
You know what
other
it is
women.
though? From those videos, those are women who have been in relationships and
Yes.
long-term relationships. This person that we're talking about never had a
Yeah.
relationship. Never. Like that's
Yeah.
literally her brand. Never having dated someone long-term. You know
You know
what I
it
mean?
is, but it's so sad.
So that's different when like it's from women
And
who have been through and they're
culture
like,
plays a
eh,
big
like, you
role
know,
in it.
I don't want this
because-
anymore.
Absolutely, because I feel like there's certain cultures or certain people, because like I feel like a lot of just immigrant cultures in general have like very tight holds on their daughters, where it's like they never let them date, they never let them experience, and then boop, all of a sudden you're 23 and you never had a boyfriend. Oh, it continues on in their life because
Yeah.
it starts there. It's like I never had any experience with men. I don't know how to act around them. I don't know how to approach them. I don't know what my sexuality, like what I like, all these things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boop, you're 27, and then all of a sudden, boop, you're 32, and it's like
That's so true.
You know what I mean? It just like it piles on and on and on, and as your age goes up, without any of these like vital learning experiences in
You
your
know
life,
what though? I was thinking about that and like, Remember when we were not way back, maybe like 2 episodes ago when you were like, you encourage women in their early 20s to like not date or like not. I think
not
you
have
meant
serious
not have
relationships.
serious
That's what I
relationships,
meant. That's what I
not
meant.
date.
No.
You need
have
those
fun.
experiences.
Have fun.
For sure.
I'm not saying not date. I'm just saying don't center your life around a man
Of
when
course.
you're that young. A man will come and rule your life when you're super young and you don't have discernment
It's
yet.
so important to like, even when you have young daughters or younger cousins or whatever, to like maybe give them the reality of men and like change their
real with your kids,
you have
bro.
to be so real, like, and like, I know they probably don't want to hear a parent say this to them or their mom say this to them, but like, I think you talking about your experiences with your child can help open their mind up a little bit, because like we didn't have that.
No,
like,
at all.
My mom was she still is the most secretive woman in the world, honestly.
So weird.
And like, I cannot see myself being like that around my kid, because like,
who does
we're
it
gonna
benefit?
talk. Who
does it benefit? Because
we're gonna talk about
come
everything.
From, like, protection, right? Like they think that they're protecting you by doing something like that, but really it's like, I don't believe you, and I don't have anyone to actually talk to about this.
And it's not an open space.
It's
like,
not
now.
Exactly. Who am I going to talk to? I'm going to talk to another dumb girl my age who doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Or like some people are lucky enough to have like cool aunties
or something, you know. But like, if not, then you're kind of alone in that thing. So that's why I was saying like culture is a big deal too, because sometimes like there's religion that comes into it, and like, and I feel bad for that girl that we're talking about, but like, I also like empathize with her so much, because it's like, I hope she sorts it out sooner than later and like actually does change her like content, and like, because it's sad, because I feel like those people end up really, really miserable when they're older. And then like, she'll
figure it out. I feel like she'll find someone eventually, but I don't know. I want her to slow down with the desperation.
That's
kind of
the crying online.
I feel like it's the thing is like, once you find relationships when you're not looking for them, like actively looking for them,
and your spirit has to be okay with being alone eventually. But I get it too, because it's like having no experience with a man at that age is like, what is wrong with me fundamentally? Like, why doesn't anybody find me attractive? And then it plays into your confidence, and then it's like a cycle of like, well, if I've never attracted men, then it's like, clearly something is missing in me, or I'm not beautiful enough, or something's wrong with me. So like, then your confidence goes lower, and then men don't want you even more, and then you become more desperate. It's like it's like a very loop-de-loop, you know, like issue. And then the opposite is like, and I really, really like the other side way more, where it's like, at least there's happiness on that side, where it's like, I don't center men around my life, and if a man comes, they come. It's like, I think now, like, as we get older, we're gonna get into like this content era of like people redefining what it is like to be in your 30s, because everyone's like, oh, if you're 30s you're old.
The new 20s.
Yeah,
the
20s
older I get, the
matters.
more I fucking believe that shit.
Bro,
when
like,
I was
there's no way in 3 years I'm gonna be
like,
done.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. How are 30s the new 20s? But like, as I'm slowly approaching 30, I'm just like, that makes so much sense, because you're just a wiser kind of 20-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, it's a new decade in your life where you have all this wisdom, you have more money, your life is more figured out, and you just have this confidence. But yeah, that was just like a little thing that we kind of stumbled upon on TikTok, or keep stumbling upon, about this, you know, girl. But like, I really do hope she finds someone so she can kind of like rebrand into something that's not a desperate, chronically single person, because like, I don't know.
I get it though. Like, I empathize with her. I just actually, from the bottom of my heart, want the best for her, and I want her to switch it and be happier. There's people that watch us who probably relate to her, where it's like they're old, they're like late 20s or in their 30s, and like they don't have like certain life experiences that feel, and they're now stunted. Maybe you just can't give up. Like, I feel like she's given up, and that's the essence of her content.
Yeah, I know someone who is like on a dating app right now, and
she's not a dater.
No, it's not even that. It's the men on these dating apps. Like, the conversation is so stupid, first of all. No, I have to show you, because I have to show you.
The dating options suck too.
The options are horrible. Look. They're talking about a show.
Okay.
Great. Is it on Netflix, Amazon Prime? Oh, cool. Do you work late often? Nope, just had some extra work to do. Hard worker. I find that driving you to be really attractive. Thanks. You want to be my girlfriend?
No! Do you want to start this thing now? What? Yeah, let's just get it over with. Let's just do it now.
The conversation was going okay.
Is this like a normal looking person?
He's handsome. He even, you know what though? Maybe like when you're 30, I think he's like 34. When you're 34, is it straight to business? Like,
I have no time.
Are we getting married? Yes or no?
Yeah. Do you want to be
beautiful, hard worker?
That's
what else
enough.
do you want? From, like, period. Can we get married? do you want to be my girlfriend? Not even, they didn't even meet. They didn't even go on a first
He
date
said,
yet.
you know what? I like what I'm hearing and I like
skip
what I'm seeing.
to the wedding.
I agree. That's the thing too. Like, I think there's a dating
Or he's
app
just stupid.
exhaustion.
He's so
There's people who a lot of people.
A lot of girls just delete the apps. They're like, I'm done with the apps.
They delete.
I'm
then
so
6
done.
months later they re-put it on, and then they delete.
It though.
It's like a cycle.
Dating is so exhausting, and like this person who's on Hinge, she's beautiful, so she got freaking 90 guys liking her. You have to go through each and every one of them, start a conversation with each and every one of them, like, bro.
And they're all weird.
That's literally so fucking time consuming. How are you gonna like decipher who's the fucking weirdo, who's lying about their career, because guys do lie, who's lying about their height? I saw this girl on TikTok and she's like, I went on a date with a guy who was 6 foot, and I didn't know I was also 6 foot too. She's 5'7". Like, they lie so much on this app.
5'7" to 6 foot is a crazy lie though, because I can see. I'm gonna catch you.
No,
the lie won't
think
last
it was
long.
6'1". Like, I think it was like, I don't know, 6'1". That's crazy, you know.
Do you think I'm stupid?
She's so funny.
But I do like that there's a new surge of
headache.
these new like social things coming out in Toronto, at least, where it's like, one, I see a lot of like these girl things like coming out where girls can meet friends in their late 20s, because it is so hard to meet, people in your 20s, like, to make like genuine friendship connections.
Yeah. You know what I heard about?
What?
I heard about Run Club. Like, people are joining a Run Club.
And that's the new dating app.
No, but that's so funny, because how am I gonna run while I'm struggling to stay alive? I have to start a conversation
While my tits are smacking me in the nose.
How old are you? Like, no, it's just, for me, that wouldn't work.
And you have to like running.
No, you have to fake like running. A lot of girls are like,
Can we
faking
walk?
running.
Can we do a walk club, please?
We can do a little jog, a little light jog.
I can't even jog. Don't even get me fucking jogging, because I will be out of breath. I know people make fun of it, but I actually think the run club or walk club or some kind of activity is a really good way of meeting people, because it's like, you guys are outside, you're active, you're seeing personality, there's something to talk about, there's something going on. You don't have to make the conversation out of nothing. I think it's really good. I am going to join a something, actually. Yep.
To meet girlfriends?
To meet girlfriends and to meet people in general, and just to like go out. Like, I'm in my yard every day.
Yeah, no, you really have to be so intentional as you get older and you're out of school to
Yes.
meet people, to have like relationships, and also you got to treat it like an actual romantic relationship to maintain
That is so real.
friendships, because you're not going to go anywhere if you just met once and you follow each other on Instagram. That's not going to work.
No,
yeah.
Great
Oh my God,
transition.
great transition.
Great transition.
Bro.
You need to come to the dates on time. You need to answer your text messages, guys. You can't
gotta.
expect all people to just be understanding that you have anxieties.
It's
And like,
literally
you have
all
to
the
have
effort that you have. And if you're a low effort type of person, it's also depending on like the neediness of that person.
That too.
Because there are you don't gotta talk to me for like maybe 2 months. I'm okay.
Yeah.
And there are some people who are like high effort or like low effort. You know what I mean?
But I feel like that low effort friendship expectation or like comfortability comes after some time. When you're making a new friend, you can't really do that
very,
yet.
very true.
So like, you're saying that, but maybe it's because all of the friends you have right now have been in your life for a long
so
time.
true. Yeah.
So they understand you, they know you, and they'll love you regardless. But when you're making a new friendship, you have to initiate. You actually have to date that person a little bit. You have to say, hey, do you want to go out for some drinks? Hey, do you want to go, let's go rock climbing, whatever. Like, like, you have to make efforts, and you have to be, and this city has an illness with being beg, but you have to be a little bit beg.
Yeah.
And you have to put yourself out there, and like, that's the only way you're going to make connection as you get older, because if you don't, you really will go long without no connection.
Very, very true. Let's go back on the whole like, you have to be on time for the dates.
The respect,
because we were talking about lateness and people being late,
chronically late
or being known for being late is kind of crazy.
Gross.
Like, grow up. Like, you are an adult and you're late for no.
We were talking about somebody.
These are things you should not
Tell
be
me
late
you've never
for.
had a job without telling me you've never had a job.
Dude.
Because someone who can never, like, okay, well, we could say it like vaguely, whatever.
She's definitely not watching this
She's
shit.
not watching. So literally, like, someone we know who's like in an influencer space.
Yeah.
Who's always been an influencer, chronically late.
And it's
really rude.
10 to 15, maybe even 30, or even an hour.
Even an hour.
It's hours late.
They come at the end where the doors are closing.
Coming at the end of anything to me is just like, are you okay? Like, we have the clock right here. We have the time right here. I know you have clocks in your house. So what is really the issue? What were you doing?
Were you watching the show? I don't want to turn off this
I just-
episode. I get the want, but then the respect I have for the people waiting for me
No, yeah.
pushes me on my feet. That's
So-
crazy. So like in a new relationship, that wouldn't fly. Imagine
That
you're
would
making a new
not.
friend. You go to a
I mean,
restaurant
but I
and
feel like
they're
she's the
coming.
type to go all in for a relationship, but maybe not a friendship because she got
No,
a
a
man. She
relationship with a
found a new
man.
man. Yeah.
Yes.
Like maybe she puts that effort for her romantic relationships, but not her like friendships. You know,
That's what I'm thinking.
Because
But
I
those
mean,
kind of people, I don't like that.
you know how to be on time.
I caught
You've
you.
done it before.
I saw it.
So
You
I'm
know how
just
to be
not
on time.
important enough.
I'm not exactly.
That's basically what it
and
is.
that's exactly what it is. I'm just not important enough
Yeah.
to you for you to get up 2 hours before.
Yeah.
And come even. I'll take 30 minutes late. Hours late is
just
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. And if you're that type of person, fix up. Like that's just not cute.
it's not acceptable
It's
after
not.
high school.
No,
like,
no,
not
no,
even.
no,
And
not
like
at
those
all.
memes making it funny, like, oh, we need to be there at 8:00. Me at 7:59 in the mirror, like still brushing my hair. Like,
What?
don't come. Like,
Yeah.
who do you think you are?
So I feel like this is pretty long. We've been yapping and yapping and yapping. Like,
Yeah.
should we,
you know
maybe
what?
we can touch on it.
Maybe we
briefly.
could touch on it because I wanted to bring it up when we were talking about the dating stuff.
Oh.
Because I do think like culture plays such a big role. And so we saw a TikTok, right? And it was about this guy saying like white people have no attachment or they don't have like these responsibilities and attachments like the way like people who come from first gen immigrant families.
I would call
do.
it even like guilt.
Guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. They don't have like shame, guilt, like all these like heavy things that are on your back
Yeah.
when you're like, you know, like they move across the country.
No, I
They-
really seen this older man say that he visited his mom maybe like once a year, and
That
it wasn't like in a different
happens.
country.
Oh.
It was literally like I think he lived in a state maybe 2 hours away.
Nice.
No, what do you mean twice a year or once a year?
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know, when she died, I realized I probably should have went and visited her more. And I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know, it wasn't that
but
far
it's
away.
So normal, and it even ties into like there's like American culture with like universities. Like here, especially in Canada, I feel like it's even worse because people do not leave. They don't
Yeah.
go anywhere. They go to university, 20 minutes on the train, and then they stay home. They stay there until they're 30, and then they buy a house with their parents' money that they're forever indebted to. And then there's like all this guilt and shame that like comes with like family responsibility, like you know, just like emotional like tie and like all this like, and it does stunt you from success.
Sometimes, yeah.
I think it's a really big point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about it on the next one. We should get really into it. I need to go to therapy even to like deal with that like familial,
Yeah.
like responsibility.
you know, like, is this decision going to benefit my family? Or, you know, just constantly having them in the back of your mind and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even me moving out was such like a hard thing for me to do. It made me so stressed out that I got like a cold
pimple?
sore.
And I've already expressed that I'm actually the complete opposite of
It's
you.
so interesting.
I'm not like
you're
that at all. Like, at all. Because I guess my family never, like, they never put the pressure on me. They
And maybe
never,
because you're
they
younger,
never,
but I feel like your sister doesn't feel that too.
nothing. Wait, actually, I feel like she's more than me. Yeah, she's probably more than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just not like that at all. Like,
I feel like personally responsible for my parents' happiness.
I think it's the eldest child. I honestly feel like it's the older child thing to do.
And it literally like it is heavy. Like
Yeah.
it really strains me, and they don't know, but I feel like I'm, and I feel like because I'm like the glue.
Is
kinda
Noah like
thing.
that?
No.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely the older.
He's not like that,
person
but I'm
thing.
his glue too. I'm my dad's glue, my mom's glue. Like I
Oh,
think I'm
everyone.
I'm everyone's glue.
Yeah.
So like when I left, I'm like, what are they gonna do without me?
No, it's actually fine. They're gonna figure it out.
They will figure it
Yeah,
out. But then
they
whenever I
have.
go back, I'm like, it's not the same without me. You guys are
You guys
miserable
need
without
me.
me.
Yeah.
Literally, you guys are miserable without me.
What will
And
they
I
do?
felt-
How will they live? How will they go on?
I'm not
without
even
me?
being funny. That's exactly how I feel. Literally,
That's
like,
crazy, 'cause
how will they
they're
continue?
fine. They're
But see,
fine.
but that's like that disconnect. You actually have a little bit of that disconnect, which is pretty
No, I
impressive.
have a lot of that disconnect actually.
So how often do you see your parents?
I can go months, honestly, but like I feel bad for my mom because
Does she call you a
messages
lot?
me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll go like once every 2 weeks.
Okay,
Go
that's.
visit her and stuff.
I think that's reasonable
Yeah.
and fair. But
But like
do
she
think
always
there's-
calls me. She's like, you don't call me. Like, why am I always the one calling you and stuff? I'm just like,
Really?
oh, sorry. Like, but like, okay, I've heard about this thing, and you have ADHD, but like, you don't get this. But I get like people permeance, like object permeance.
What is that?
It's just basically we're like, out of sight, out of mind.
I'm
so sorry. And
No
like, I
way.
think about them. It's just like, and then I'm on to the next thought. It's actually kind of crazy.
You're like, if you're not physically in front of me,
I'm not in front of you, it's not like I forgot. It's just like in the back of my mind, kind of. Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's really okay. So like, so you, but it's like innocently, like you just forget. Like
I literally
and then,
forget.
And then, before
and
you
then
know,
a week passes by.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh, I didn't talk to my mom this week, or like even 2 weeks sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's kind of like that.
Okay, but I get that. Because as I'm now like spending, like now that it's been like, okay, so like I said, I didn't tell them that I signed the lease, so I didn't move into my house until 3 months into my lease. So it was kind of vacant for a while.
Insane.
Yeah, I was too scared to tell them. Like, mind you, big 27
so
or
what,
26.
You were just saying you're sleeping over at Lucas's house,
Literally,
basically. Meanwhile, she has a whole, actually, husband and family at this other house. Like,
literally. Now I feel like I've been living away for like 5 months. Like, it hasn't even been that long, but like properly living away, and I can see how after a while,
guys,
life just goes.
It's 10 minutes away from her house to
your house too.
I know, no, even 7 for mine. Like,
yeah, your house. Like, she lives very close to her parents' house,
Yeah.
and she forgot about them. But like,
I never related to that because I'm obviously not the older child, but I've been seeing a lot of like content about the pressures that the older child carries,
especially the daughter. I feel
older daughters carry.
Yeah, and you know what else too, and it manifests, right? And then I was thinking about you. There was this thing that said like one of the best relationship structures, because Paul is the eldest son, right?
I heard about that too.
It's like the eldest son and the youngest daughter make a really beautiful like relationship dynamic, because you don't care, take the lead. I really don't give a fuck. Nobody's ever, I follow all the time anyway.
Yeah.
And they're used to it. So there's no whatever. But an eldest daughter, like.
But what about an only child?
So they don't talk about that enough. I want somebody to do a discussion about eldest daughter with an only child son.
But I guess it's kind of the same as like oldest, right?
Because they take a lot of.
It's even worse because it's like, not worse, but like they're super independent, I feel like, because it's just them.
Yeah, they're independent, and they are like, they're self-sufficient, which is good.
The autonomy is high.
Yeah, autonomy is high. Yeah. So, but then me, I'm used to, I take charge. Like that's just my personality. Like I take charge. I feel like I'm the default authority. Like, sorry, listen to me. I'm the boss. Yep. And the thing is, I'm the boss, and you're stupid. That's my communication style.
Literally, Paul is crazy.
Like,
and he's the eldest of like 3.
Yeah. So he's really the boss, you know. And then like, it's okay for a man to actually, it's not okay for a man to be like that, but like, it's not demure for me to be like that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's absolutely not cutesy.
Absolutely not cutesy for me
sure
to
not.
always like there's there's this meme of Jennifer Lopez. It's like, you're stupid and I'll slap the fuck out of you, and it's like that's me. Like, I'm like, oh, I really relate to this woman here. Like, but that's like the eldest daughter struggle. It's like, you are this like aggressive person, and I'm not saying like I'm a horrible person, but like, it's like you're aggressive, but then you're also like so like there's so much inner work you have to do. So that's why moving out for me was so hard. What were we even talking about? How did we get here?
We were talking about like the guilt that white people have versus ethnic people have.
Bro,
it's way different.
So I can't imagine the freedom that like gives somebody to be like, wow, the world is really my oyster. No, the world is not my oyster right now. I'm working on it to become that way. But because I have to stay in this like area, I still have to be there for my family. But then you know what? Like, I'm slowly trying to break that, because I see like it's very stunting, and it's like, you could, if you don't solve it, you could really be 35 and still be this way. Living for your parents.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people will connect with like the family tie thing.
Yeah. This guy was even like, he was like a Mexican guy, right?
Yeah, because
he had white friends, and he's just like, it kind of like reminds me of like stand-up comedy of Russell Peters when he went to his like white family, like white friends' like family, and they're cussing each other out. He's just like, and he tried to do it with his family. Did not work.
You're not allowed to be here. No. You better stop before you get punched in the face. It's just like, it makes me wonder how we will be as parents.
I'm gonna be so relaxed, but like still lay down the law. You know?
Yeah.
I already know how I'm gonna be with my kids.
Yeah.
It's complete opposite from my mom. Like,
I learned exactly what
will
not
too.
to do.
You'll be complete opposite.
100%.
Because you know where they went wrong. So you're just like, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that?
Yeah. And like, we have like the connection of, you know, being born here, and like we understand them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we have more similar culture. We'll have a similar culture with our kids.
For sure.
They're going to be so lucky.
No, but like, they're going to be so lucky, and like, don't try to, I'm not stupid. Like, don't try to manipulate
But
me.
you know what? You can set up an environment
Where they don't have to do
you don't
that.
really have to do that. Just be
Yeah.
honest with me. Because, bro, honesty was another shocking thing that I saw. Like, when people were like, I'll just tell my mom. She'll say, yeah. I never, like, what?
You're not gonna lie. You're not gonna make up a whole story about
not gonna
how it's
write a
Akela's
book
birthday.
about it?
And, my mom's like, Akela had like 3 birthdays this year. Like, what the fuck?
No, it's her birthday again, Mommy.
Yeah,
It's
no,
another one.
it's
It's another
another
Akela.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, became like the biggest liars, bro. Like, I feel like it made us who we are, and I feel like it gave us really good perspective of life, and like,
I honestly, yeah, there are some good parts about like
Yeah.
how we were raised too, because if we didn't have a leash, what would we be doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, there are other people who didn't have that leash, and they're actually crazy right now. Like,
did you see that
wilding
one
the
tweet that
fuck
was
out.
like, your mom is so strict, and she's like, and someone was like, yeah, I know yours is not. That's why you're pregnant with 3 kids, or something like
No,
that.
seriously. And now let's get into,
Cue the commentary.
am I the asshole for not agreeing to sleep in a bra?
Oh.
I, 22 female, recently went on a small female trip to celebrate my dad's early retirement.
Okay.
A family friend let us borrow their lake house, but sleeping arrangements meant that I had to share a room with my sister, 24 female, and her husband, 30 male, in a room with 2 beds.
Okay.
They're newlyweds who married quickly, so this is his first time going on a trip with us. I really don't think it was going to be an issue because with the whole lake available to us, we wouldn't be spending much time in the rooms. The first night, there was no problem. The second night, my sister pulled me aside right before I went to go get ready for bed and asked me to change what I was sleeping in because her husband was uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
For context, this might be TMI and I am sorry. I'm not a flat-chested woman. That's what we need
She
to know.
has badongs.
Yeah, I am not, okay? It is quite literally the most annoying thing about my life, and I am not sorry that I do not sleep in a bra! Exclamation point, exclamation point. That being said, it wasn't like I was sleeping in lingerie. It was just a big t-shirt. But because of how I'm built, you can still tell I was braless. I've never, we have so much to say.
I feel this
I've
girl
never
so
thought
hard.
it was a big deal, but her husband is rather conservative, in brackets, in like all senses of the world. I politely told my sister no because the only thing I brought were A, swimsuits, which would be even worse, and B, a tight compression sports bra for beach volleyball.
Yeah,
C,
fuck that. I'm not sleeping in that shit.
C, a sweatshirt, which I guess would disguise it more, but it was hot and I don't want to wear it. She pressured me again, and I said no again, pointing out that her husband slept shirtless.
That would piss me off.
I don't actually care, but it seemed hypocritical to me. So I said that if I'm being asked to find a way to cover up more, despite wearing a shirt, he should too. She got mad at me and said I was being ridiculous and staring at her husband.
What?
God, no, I would never. And kept raising a stink and trying to involve the rest of the family, saying it was a simple request and I must be trying to tempt her husband.
What?
I loudly fired back that this wouldn't be a problem if her husband wasn't staring at my chest, which prompted my parents to have me sleep on the couch in the living room the rest of the trip. I also made it a point for the rest of the trip to loudly call her husband out if he was looking too long at my chest in my swimsuit, which happened a couple times before he learned his
Ew.
lesson. I didn't think I overreacted. I might have gotten a bit heated, but it was in line with my sister. But my family has kind of blamed me for ruining my dad's celebration by not letting it go, and I can't help but feel guilty. Am I the asshole?
No. Okay, there's always a line you cannot cross. Like, don't start saying you're trying to tempt my husband or
Yeah.
he's looking at your chest. Like, well, she kind of started it with saying like it's like why are you even saying anything? Like, why are you being weird? It's just how she's built.
Because if it was my husband, I'd just be, don't look. Why are you looking? You can't not avoid someone's chest. Like, my eyes are up
Yeah,
here.
why are
so
you
if we're
looking down
talking,
there?
don't look.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
And that's the thing. It's like for her, though. You're right. It's the sister. It's like the fact that you even brought this problem to me. That's a y'all's problem. You should have just sorted that out. Just tell him don't look. I'm
Or
sleeping.
have him sleep on the couch.
Yeah, like,
sir.
if
Like,
No, but, like,
if you're
doing
the one
all
with
that-
the issue, go sleep on the fucking couch.
But doing all that means like you're not okay. Like, what's wrong with you? Just don't look.
And even the times that she pointed out, like in her bathing suit, that he was looking.
Yeah. So you're looking.
The fuck is
So
wrong
you're
with you?
looking. This is my time to relax while I sleep. Please. You want me to put a bra on so your husband
Can feel comfortable.
can feel comfortable. No, while he's comfortably sleeping topless. Yeah, no, definitely you're not the
From
asshole.
two big booby girls.
Yeah.
This is not okay, and we stand firmly on this. Like, it is very uncomfortable to sleep in anything on literally.
I'm
because
already mad that I
the
have to wear a
compression
bra all
during
the
the
time.
day.
Yeah.
Do you not know? Look, she
No.
literally said this is the most frustrating thing about my life.
Yeah.
Because if I could go braless every single day, I absolutely
literally would.
would.
I
okay?
literally would.
But I can't. So I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable so your stupid, perverted husband can feel comfortable. How about he doesn't look at my chest, and if it's still an issue, go sleep outside or go sleep on the couch.
But
I
then
really don't give a fuck.
If it's still an issue, like, you deal with that issue, because this is my, like, it's like, as a man marrying into a family with sisters, right? Don't be fucking weird. They're all gonna look different. They're all gonna be shaped different. You cannot be caught staring at one of the sisters' chests. Do you know what I mean? Like, if your wife has like brothers only, okay. But if she has sisters,
be more respectful.
You have to be respectful. And it's like, what are you gonna do when your daughter, like, when you have a daughter, if you have a daughter and she has big boobs and she does, like, what are you talking about? These are now your sister-in-laws.
I honestly feel like there's something wrong with these men who find it so hard to look away. Like, are you? It gives like a very awkward, like, yeah, they do sexualize women, but like, what are you doing on your time alone? Like, do you watch too much porn? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're sexualizing women too much to a point of like, this should be normal. Like,
dude, this is real life. She's just sleeping.
You see girls walk around with their nips out now. Like, it's very normal. So are you gonna be staring heavily every time you see a girl kind of like with cleavage or with a little bit of a nip out? Because like, girls just wear shirts and their nips are poking through, and it's like, okay, style, it's fashion even.
It's literally
so, like,
fashion now.
To be uncomfortable about it, like, are you okay?
That's what would bother me, because it's like, are you a perv? Like, it's bothering you so much that you brought, and also it's just like, I'm bothered by the sister who doesn't realize how gross it is, because you should, even if that's your husband, be like, you need to defend your sister and be like, no, actually, you're wrong. Just don't fucking look. Like, ew, why would you even bring this to me? This is an internal thought that you need to battle by yourself. Yeah. Now I know you have an issue with seeing my sister's boobs, and she's wearing a big t-shirt. She's going to sleep.
Also with the parents, too, I feel like. Because the parents just forced her to sleep on the couch. Cool. But you know what? This can really just be another cultural issue, too. Where they, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, but maybe where they do like, see that she's in the wrong, like, maybe you should cover up around the men or other people's husbands. Like, you know, like, more people are like, some cultures are more conservative and will side with the husband and the sister. You know, even in the comments, I'm pretty sure people are siding with, I didn't read it, but not the asshole, but why wouldn't he have to sleep on the couch as a conservative man? Yeah.
Get out this girl
avoiding
room.
The temptation. Like, sir, literally go sleep on the couch. And why is there even temptation? It's a question.
Yeah, like, you can't just control women so that you don't feel tempted. That's not how
the world works. That's not how, especially in today's age.
That's not how the Western world works. Yeah.
Not the asshole. I can't even understand his perspective on this one.
Am I the asshole for walking out of a wedding I was a part of and ruining the day? I dated my ex-boyfriend, John, for 4 years and got serious enough where we started planning for our future, wedding, kids, etc. I thought we were pretty happy, but last year he dumped me pretty suddenly. I tried to figure out what went wrong, but he said it was personal and that I should just respect his space. During this time, my best friend Stacy and her fiance Tom were my rocks, letting me crash at their place and just being overwhelmingly supportive and loving. When Stacy asked me to be her maid of honor, I thought it was a no-brainer and happily took the task. Fast forward to what happened this weekend, the morning of the wedding. Tom asked me to meet him for breakfast super early in the AM before all of the festivities. I thought it was weird, but assumed maybe he wanted me to pass something on to Stacy. What happened instead was that Tom let me know that a few days prior, Stacy admitted to him that she had an affair with John, and which was what led to my breakup. He said that Stacy wanted to come clean to start their marriage fresh and that he was forgiving her to move forward. Had gone back and forth between telling me and finally decided to spill the beans. I guess he had expected me to forgive Stacy too because the affair was so long ago. The opposite pretty much happened and I just walked out on the wedding. It ended up causing a huge mess because I was basically running the whole show. Stacy made me do everything, so she didn't even know what was happening at certain times or who to call. Not only that, but everyone realized that the maid of honor wasn't there. She had headshots and bios of the party on her wedding page, and news of the affair eventually got out because her cousin knew John. Stacy and Tom have both been slandering me online now, saying that I ruined their once-in-a-lifetime moment. Some of their friends are on their side, saying that I should have handled the situation more privately and at least stuck out the wedding since it was so last minute. I personally don't know what Tom expected, but either way, I've been getting bombarded with texts, and I heard that Stacy has been so upset that she had to take time off work, which does make me feel like the asshole, especially since I've just been ignoring her calls. So am I the asshole? And then she found out that Stacy is the reason her and John didn't work out because she had an affair.
No, you're not the asshole. Fuck her and fuck your ex and actually fuck the whole wedding. Like, actually fuck off.
You're lucky I didn't
Everyone
set
fuck
this
off,
place
please.
on fire.
No, seriously.
How about that? I just feel like she could have fought her if she wanted to.
No.
Like,
yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's my point. It's just like
just coming out the wedding
are
is the
you
most
this
respectful
audacious?
thing.
I don't know. Is she this audacious to even
And
like
some people really
expect me to continue with your stupid lie of a wedding?
I'm
like
not coming to this fucking farce
literally
of a wedding.
like
Fuck this place.
actually fuck off.
And
Please fuck
I would
off.
try to even tell your husband, why would you stay with her? She literally cheated
I would
on
literally
you.
expose her.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like I'd be like, why did you choose to forgive her? Like why?
Yeah.
Like why would you do that? She's
Yeah.
a liar. She's a cheater. Why would you not want to start with that? I don't know.
Am I the asshole for telling my fiance I don't want my Temu engagement ring?
There's no fucking way. We're not here
Okay.
as a society. No way.
Yeah,
No
we
way.
are. Yeah, we are. This was taken down from the other sub, so I figured I'd post it here with an update. My 27 female fiance, 29 male, proposed to me a few weeks ago. It caught me completely by surprise, but we've been together for 3 years and things have been going great. So I was really excited and said yes. I really liked the ring when I first saw it, and my friends and family all think it's stunning. It's an oval cut with diamonds across the band. I asked where he got it and he wouldn't tell me where, but that he got a great deal on it. I didn't think anything of it until yesterday. We were in bed and I was asking him if it was diamond or moissanite, which is like a fake diamond.
Yeah, like lab grown.
Yeah, mainly out of curiosity. I don't have a preference, by the way. He said he didn't know and would have to look it up. When I glanced over at his
What do
phone,
you mean I wouldn't know? How do you not know what you bought?
no,
That's
he'd
big
have to look
flag,
it
red
up.
Flag number 1.
When I glanced over at his phone, he was in the Temu app. Sir. No, because I asked him if he got it from there and he didn't respond. So I asked again and he responded with something like, "Doesn't matter?" And left the room and ended up sleeping on the couch. I spent all night so confused. Today, decided to download the app and look up my ring. And I found one that looks identical. I found the exact ring and it listed at $38. Okay?
Because you hate me.
I am mad. He makes good money, $200,000 a year.
No!
And I feel like I could have shelled out some money for a ring better than the one on Temu. Am I the asshole for telling him that I don't want it?
Not at all.
And there's an update.
Not at all. Not at all. Not
No,
at all.
because
not at all.
As a
Because
how
that's
old
more
is he?
than like $38 plus shipping. Let's say shipping costs $25 on Temu, right? Because it's coming from China.
Bruh.
No. I would literally flush it down the toilet. Like, what?
So I think we need to get something clear though, like because you know how some people they have like a kind of like a placer ring until the real ring comes.
Right.
Maybe this is that type of situation.
Oh,
or maybe
she didn't say that at all,
No,
though, and
I know.
he didn't say that either.
I'm literally assuming like maybe you should ask more
I feel
about
like
the
you're
question.
giving him
But
a great
I'm,
excuse.
I'm hoping
'Cause
that
if
this
that's
man
the-
really didn't type engagement rings on Temu and got that for her because
Like-
that is crazy. And even you're ashamed of it because why are you hiding your phone?
No, like in bed, like searching other jewelry so he can get it on Temu.
And then, you know, like she's like, did you get it off the app? And he said, why does it matter? And to leave. Okay, you know that it matters because are you a fucking cheap ass guy?
No, my thing is like, even if I didn't catch you on Temu, the third hand wash was gonna reveal the truth, right? Like when my fingers turn green or fall off.
Yeah.
So no, I just think like that. Like I'm not saying diamond. It has to be diamond. Like I think the moissanite rings are an interesting option, but they're still in the thousands.
There's better options.
There's still
better options.
You have to
can
pay
even-
money, bro. You're lucky you don't have a fucking bride price. People pay $100,000 for their bride. People pay $1 million for their bride. You paid $38, a common grocery run price.
Okay, you know what though?
No, no.
Okay, wait.
You
she
must.
didn't explain any of this, but what if she doesn't pay a thing in their relationship?
I don't care.
Are you serious?
I don't.
Okay, but like
The ring.
What if they- what if
our representation of love is $38.
but what if the wedding ring will be better than the engagement
But
ring?
I'm
Like,
sure he would have explained right away if he got caught with it. Like, that's a really good explanation, and that would make sense. And if he's like, no, this is just the placer ring. I just wanted to know how it would look. I just wanted to measure for size.
what if this is a
You know?
test?
And I
To
hate
test, like, you know, to test how much you really
Loyal?
love someone. You know how people do that?
that. Then
like,
leave me then. Because you're mad I won't accept your $38 ring when you
no,
make
that's
$200,000.
kind of- You make $200,000.
Like,
You know what? I
If
would be kind of understanding if he pays for everything in the relationship.
$38, Shoshana?
I
Two meals at
really wanna help
McDonald's
him out here.
is almost 35.
I'm trying to help him out here.
Why? Who is he to you?
Because
he's wrong.
But, like, are you stupid? Like, you just didn't think I would figure it out? Or, like, did you think I would be okay with that?
Great point. Now you're testing my intelligence.
Yeah. Because
Well.
you don't think I'm stupid. Curious. First thing I want to know is how much do you spend on me? Like, how much do you spend on my ring, really and truly? Like, one, is it beautiful? Two, where'd you get it from and how much was it? Like, that's what I want to know.
That's the thing.
How much do you value me?
I want to know. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's what it is, right? Like, you do have to spend some money on the ring because, like,
yo, but like, no.
I'm not saying
I'm about
you
to
have
say something
to
else that
spend-
might piss you off, but
What?
some men just don't see the importance of spending money on jewelry, you know, but other things in life, like houses, like thousands of dollars and other things that like actually
but, like,
will last.
there are like really nice, like I've been on like engagement ring TikTok, like sometimes it comes up, right? And like there's like these moissanite rings that like you can get a very decent sized, good looking, nicely cut ring for like under $1,000. I think that's fair. Under $1,000 for a ring? Yeah, like I
was just trying to bring some, perspective.
But like your perspective, those points are great, and I think if that was the case, he would have brought it up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, of course she's mad.
Not the asshole. Obviously not. You're not the asshole. I don't care how expensive a ring is, but the point is for it to last. So buying it from Temu of all places is really shitty.
That's true too. This is supposed to represent our forever, never dying love, and instead you bought me a ring that will not last for
literally
2 weeks.
a month in. $38. Here's the thing. If this guy thought there was nothing wrong with this, he would have told you where he got it. Yeah, that's my point, too.
That's a good point, too.
You know what? No. Shitty guy. It would be different if this guy was, like, an average income, like $50K or whatever. But, like, you make $200K.
And I promise you, even a $50K, someone making $50K a year would still do better than that.
That's really the tea,
that's
though.
Really
that's the thing. Like, so like, there's
it's not
no
about
excuse.
that. He's cheap and he doesn't value maybe you. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for telling my friend she had it coming when she kept complaining about her husband leaving for his pick-me friend? About a year ago, my husband made a friend at work, Jane, who is honestly the worst. I don't have the word count needed to explain why, but if you want/need to know, I met her at a work event his company had, and she introduced herself by hugging my husband's arm and saying, "It's so nice to finally meet his home wife."
Oh, God.
I'm his work wife.
Because my arm might slip and punch you in the face by accident.
That already told me everything I need to know about you.
Yeah, you're sick.
Point blank period. You're sick and you want my man.
Yeah,
so
you definitely want
I already
my man.
hate you.
And my man's stupid.
No, he's getting punched in the face too. Because
you
why are
guys
you
actually
allowing
double punch.
anyone?
You know, I got both idiots, like both of them. Like I can't.
My husband had enough sense to push her away. Oh, in front of you.
Okay, good.
In front of you, though.
Yeah.
What are you doing at work? My husband had enough sense to push her away and announce she was in no way his wife. But after that, she essentially blamed me for wrecking her friendship with him. Apparently, they used to have lunch, sometimes with colleagues, sometimes alone, and got drinks after work sometimes.
Oh, so you're having an affair.
But he stopped after that. I never had to ask him to. I told him he could hang out with her if he wanted to, but he said he could tell it would just cause problems and it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
Jane started telling people I was controlling, jealous, and often bullied her when we were alone.
Wait,
What?
Huh? The husband? Or the girl, Jane?
The girl, so the wife and Jane.
Started telling
People that
about this
she
guy's
was
wife.
that she was controlling, jealous, and often bullied her when they were alone.
Actually
I've never
bully you.
been alone with her. Wait.
Like-
Okay. Recently, she met one of my friends, Kate, and Kate decided she was the nicest girl ever. I warned Kate that Jane had a pick-me vibe, but Kate started yelling that she never wanted to believe that Jane said that about me, but since I immediately badmouthed her, everything else must be true too. This shocked me, but I didn't fight it because maybe it was true. Maybe I was just jealous and scared of my dislike, and my dislike was just a reaction. My husband said it wasn't, and he thought I had a right to dislike her. He's on her side. A couple weeks ago, it got out that Jane and Kate's husband were having an affair.
What?
Wait, Jane and Kate, so her friend's husband, were having an affair. So I'm assuming Kate's husband also works there.
So the girl was like, "Oh, I like her."
Yeah.
So she
it
was
came
flirting
out
with
that
multiple
Yeah,
husbands.
I'm pretty sure she was everyone's work wife. We're having an affair. Kate had introduced them. Wait.
On a separate occasion.
Yeah, despite my husband saying that she probably shouldn't. Wait.
Oh, so both the man
Yeah.
and her were saying this is not a
This
good
is
girl.
not a good girl.
Got it.
Kate blamed this on him, always defending me. When Kate demanded her husband end it with Jane, he ended it with Kate. Instead.
Oh.
Kicked her out of the house and moved Jane in. Jane apparently told Kate she could use her apartment until the lease is up because they're friends. She's a
Oh my
housewife.
God.
She's a housewife. Her money is her husband's, and he cut her off. So I got her a hotel for a week while she disputes that.
That's nice.
I've woken up every day to calls and texts from Kate crying about the whole thing. She kept saying she never could have guessed Jane would do this. I told her I showed her messages Jane had sent me, and Kate had just cut me off. Yesterday, I'd finally had enough, partially because Kate had practically ghosted me when I warned her about Jane and started agreeing that I was being petty. Normally, I'd always support Kate no matter what, but I felt betrayed. So I might be the asshole here because I asked her to stop talking about it for 10 minutes so I can breathe, to talk about anything else to distract herself. She got mad. Now, many of our friends are saying that that was too harsh and unsupportive, but why would I sugarcoat common sense? So, am I the asshole?
No, I mean, you're being kind of like a good friend. You bought her the hotel
already.
Like, you're still trying to talk to her and be there for her. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see why you're the asshole. Maybe, like, you don't have to rub it in her face and say, like, I told you so, because, like, but it sounds like Kate's dumb.
Kate is dumb. Jane is something else. Because
Yeah, Jane's really, like, she was on a mission. One of y'all's husband was going to come home with me.
No,
like,
seriously.
Somebody was going to get kicked out. And Jane
she
had
needed
a
a
mission.
man.
Yeah, she needed a man.
And Jane let her guard down. That's what it is.
Kate
let her guard down.
Kate let her guard down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Now you're kicked out with no husband, so...
Damn.
You should have listened.
Shit.
You shouldn't have ignored the red
Yeah,
flags.
definitely not. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Okay.
Are we done?
No, I have one more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for buying my sister's dream house?
Oh.
My wife and I recently closed on our dream house, and it has the family torn. Years ago, my grandparents owned the family home when they died unexpectedly with a lot of medical debt and expenses. Our family had to sell their house. It was heartbreaking and sad, and I decided as a small child that one day I would buy the house back. I share those dreams with my sister. I met my wife when I was 18 and she was 21, something you don't see often. Her parents owned a small rental that they allowed her to live in rent-free, just paying for the expenses. She invited me to live with her. A year into our relationship, we got married a year after that. I told her about my dreams of owning my grandparents' house, and she fully supported me. We began putting large amounts of money back for a down payment in hopes that the house wouldn't go on the market before we could afford it. Because we didn't pay rent and we both had good jobs for our ages and the economy we lived in, we were able to put back a very, very large sum of money. My in-laws also offered us a sum of $75,000 for the down payment. So that's like They had help and they pretty much had no expenses. So they were paying rent. They were living rent free. In total, we put back about $185,000 for the down payment. About 20 years after my grandparents passed away, their house finally went back on the market at a massive price. The house itself is huge with 6 bedrooms and a large lakefront, several features including a pool, a small guest house.
Dang.
We knew that this house would have a huge price tag, and we skimped and budgeted for 9 years to afford my dream house. My sister, who also was house shopping at the time but with a much smaller budget, her and her husband have children, student debt, and rented for the past several years, and were not able to put back the money in the same way my wife and I have. When my grandparents' house went on the market, I went and sent the link to my sister and said that we are finally getting our grandparents' home back in the family. She was very excited and said as much, and that my wife and I moved forward visiting with the owners and real estate agents. We had it inspected and made an offer, then they accepted and were absolutely over the moon. Throughout the whole process, my sister kept saying how excited she was to have the house back in the family and how nice it would be for her children to know this house and grow up in it, like her and I did. Our grandparents' house was the very location of every birthday, holiday gathering, and reunion. And my wife and I plan on making it that way again, which was why what my sister said didn't raise any flag. Weird that she'd phrase it that way, but not concerning. We had a barbecue at my parents' house to celebrate the final closing of our house. During the dinner, my mother-in-law offered the kennel to our dogs while we were in the stages of moving to keep things easier and them safe. And that was
when my sister piped
up. She asked why our dogs needed to be watched when the real issue was her kids. My wife asked what she meant.
Yeah.
She said that her kids will need more supervision than our dogs, and that she was confused as to why we'd be so busy and that our dogs didn't need watching. I told her I was the one that was confused. I didn't know I didn't know she was helping us move, and that if her kids couldn't reliably be left on their own devices, then she absolutely did not need to help us pack. My sister proceeded to ask why my wife and I will be packing.
Wait. Sister.
I told her the obvious. We just closed on a house. I'll leave out a lot of the back and forth, but here's the gist of it. My sister had it in her head that we were buying the house to rent, to own it out to her family, or B, transfer the title to her name and have her pay us back in time.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, where did you get that?
She made up a whole
Wait. Scenario.
That's insane.
It's the multiple scenarios, actually.
No.
Like,
wrong.
Yeah.
And wrong. Like, absolutely not.
like she has lost her damn mind. She's in another reality.
No,
that she made up,
seriously.
literally. Yeah, this is literally what she was thinking. Despite us never discussing anything like that once, when I told her that was not happening, my sister threw a fit and she was pissed because this was her dream home too.
You snooze, you lose, sister.
Like, yeah, and that it wasn't fair that only one of us could live in it. Girl, what the fuck? Shut up.
I'm the one with the kids. Don't even try
that
card.
That since she had children,
Wow.
they deserve to grow up in a family home. And what did my wife and I even need all that space for? Like people
The kids,
saying,
X the kids out.
yeah,
Fuck
like
them
please,
kids.
that has
Sorry.
nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I saved up for this house. We both wanted this house. Yeah.
And we'll have kids of our own. Like, what?
Yeah, what? My wife told her that it isn't the family home anymore. It wasn't left in a wheel. We purchased it and now it's our home.
Yeah.
We decided what we'll do. We decide what we'll do with it. My sister told my wife to shut up and that she had no say in this family discussion.
Oh, actually, it's my money. So, yes,
Yes,
I absolutely do. It's my house, actually.
Unfortunately, it's my house. Get
Yeah.
out. How about that? I informed my sister that if she spoke to my wife like that again, we would not be having any kind of contact with her anymore. That she doesn't get to assume we're giving her a house. Like, what?
No,
like,
wait.
Hello?
Because are you that detached from what's really going on?
No, she really
You're
just made up her
gifting me?
own. Yay! We're celebrating the gift of my new house that I didn't save or do anything, and we didn't talk about it once. But I just think this is what's happening. Then throw a hissy fit when she's put in her place. We left.
And she's doing all this in front of, like, people.
Other family, yeah.
Yes.
My in-law spoke to us on the matter a few times, but all told us we're in the right and that my sister is very out of line.
Yeah.
I assumed everyone would agree. If they did, I wouldn't be on this thread. I got texts and voicemail from my parents saying that we are out of line, threatening my sister. They told me that they were very desperate and taking my sister's dream from her, and that I don't have kids, so I can't understand her want to provide them with a good home and childhood. That it's only fair that we set up a way to give her the house and that we could afford to find something else.
Huh?
Even my more distant relatives had said that it was cruel of us to take that from her.
But why are her needs more important than his?
And nobody took anything from you, dude.
What are you
It's still in
talking
the
about?
house. You
It's your
can't afford
grandma's
it.
house.
If I didn't buy it, somebody else would have bought it.
Literally, like, you're lucky
at
that
least
it's still in the
here.
family.
And I hate that we're starting this new chapter out on such a sour note. Am I the asshole for buying my sister's dream house?
This is literally giving, like, back home family fighting
Yeah,
over
like-
fighting over that little piece of land. Like,
But I just can't believe she literally like made up her own reality.
I don't know where she
owning-
got this from.
Of like, oh, you're gonna give me the house because I have kids. Like, you don't need all this space. It's like, but what if we want to have kids? Like, we're still young. Like, we've been saving for years. Like, we.
But
both
like, even
wanted
kids
this.
or no kids, I can still buy this house, and guess what? You can also buy another house. Like, I get it. She wants this house, but like,
Yeah.
it's still in the family. You can bring your kids over, just like how you said. Just like how the guy who bought the house said.
Yeah.
That they have memories in this house of like birthdays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can still carry on those traditions and have these memories with your kids.
Literally.
But there are many houses on the market that you can buy. Like, and it's just the timing of it. He had the money and he did it.
did it.
So
That's just it. And it's like, he said from the beginning, it's kind of been both of their dreams
Yeah.
to have this house. So it's like, the way they were set up, like being able to live in a house rent free, they were going to be able to buy
Many
this.
people don't
You
have that, yeah.
kids and you paid rent for years. And it's like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. You just don't have the funds to $185,000 to put down. That's it. Like, they can afford the house. You can't, period.
Yeah.
That's all. So I don't know. I think
Dang.
like that's like a different level of entitlement.
Yeah.
To even get mad, even if you realize like this house is not mine, I would have swallowed that. Even if you thought, the fact that you said it out loud and started a fight and got mad that your fake reality that you made up in your head was
but
not
like,
real.
That's how you know something's off about her.
Maybe she's crazy.
She's definitely crazy.
Every day we need to talk about mental health.
No, gifting, maybe like a knife set or something.
like
For your brother. This is not like your husband gifting you a house. Like your brother and his wife.
Yeah.
No, like they
Like, all their
both
money?
collaboratively saved up for years, living
For
rent
you.
free, struggling for you and your kids to have a house.
Yeah.
where did you get this from? Like, anyways.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Absolutely
And-
not.
Sorry, we're done. But I was going to say, we got some Am I the Asshole submissions.
We did.
So maybe our next episode, guys, if you have any Am I the Asshole scenarios you want us to read, the email will be in the description and on the screen. It's
Cue the commentary podcast at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
So email us your messed up situations. Let us know if you want to be anonymous or not. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to rate us on Spotify, guys, please.
Let's get to 352.
Let's get to 352.
Yeah.
Okay? Ratings
Just
on
3 more, guys.
Spotify.
Just
We
3 more.
love that.
Y'all can do it. Y'all can
So please go rate us, like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. And yeah, we'll see you guys in our next
episode.
video. Bye.